Hello, this video is going to review a few multiplication concepts and problems that we have been working on this week. The first problem here says, Ari attended music classes for 28 months. She attended 12 classes a month. Each class lasted 55 minutes. So the first part that we're going to do here is it asks, what is the total number of minutes Ari attended music classes? Enter your answer in the box here. So the first thing I'm going to do is it says Ari attended music classes for 28 months. So first I have 28 months, but she attended 12 classes a month. So let's figure out how many classes she attended within that 28 months. So if she attended 12 classes in 1 month, we want to figure out how many classes she attended in 28 months. So therefore, we're going to multiply 28 times 12, which again, this 2 by 2 digit multiplication, hopefully this should be very, very simple for you. And you are quickly multiplying here. Now I'm going to move to my tens place, include my 0. 1 times 8 is 8. And 1 times 2 is 2, and add everything together to give me my final answer here. So now notice when I'm adding everything together, I'm keeping it lined up. Now I chose to do the standard algorithm here. You can choose whatever method you would like, giving me 336. However, that's not my answer. That's how many classes she attended in 28 months. But now they're also telling me each class lasted 55 minutes. And I notice the question is asking me, what is the total number of minutes Ari attended music classes? And that's all the music classes. So now we know that she attended 336 music classes, but each class lasted 55 minutes. So one class was 55 minutes. We want to figure out how many minutes she's in class for 336 classes. That's a lot of classes. So we are going to multiply here. Notice I lined everything up starting in my ones place. And in fact, as I'm doing this, I'm going to put each partial product in a different color so you can easily see what's going on. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 3 is 18. Notice I'm carrying that 1. My 8 goes in the tens place. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16. I'm going to cross everything out before I move to the next part of my problem. The next partial product I'll do in red. Let's do 5 times 6, but notice before I do that, I add my 0. Okay, make sure you include that showing you're multiplying by 10. I'm starting in my tens place. Do not forget that 0. Many of you make that common mistake. So please make sure you include your 0 there as we begin in my tens place. 5 times 6 is 30. Carry my 3. And this 0 does go here. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 3 is 18. Carry that 1. My 8 goes in my hundreds place. 5 times 3 is 15, plus 1 is 16 again. Notice I have no more digits left. And last but least, I'm going to add these two partial products together to give me my final answer. Let's see, so 8 plus 6 is 14. I'm going to carry that 1. 6 plus 1 is 7, plus 1 is 8, and 1. Telling me that Ari was in class for 18,480 minutes. That's a lot of music classes. So hopefully Ari really became talented at whatever music, or if she was playing something or singing, whatever she was doing. This next problem is one of my favorite problems, and in fact, this was just like your homework last night, so I thought this was a great opportunity to go over it. I just changed it around just a little bit. So here it says the table shows the number of skis and snowboards sold in 1 year at Mount Everest Ski and Snowboard Shop. Fun fact, I do ski a lot in the wintertime, and my skis are currently actually at Mount Everest Ski and Snowboard Shop, getting sharpened a little bit before the season. This is a great place to go, and in fact, they do probably do this quite often to determine how much money they made. Mount Everest does sell skis and snowboards. So here, let's see how much they have for skis. The number sold is 456 skis. Price per item is $245. So $245 for each set of skis. And snowboards a little bit less, because I personally like skiing a little bit better. So snowboards have have 391 sold, and they are $302. It says, what is the total amount earned in dollars sold at the store during the year? So let's take it piece by piece. This is going to become a three-step problem. So first thing we need to do, they want to know total amount earned. So we're including the skis and the snowboards. So I'm going to start with the skis. So the skis, so here's my skis. I have 456 sold. Each ski is $245. Well, each set of 2 skis. So 456 times 245. So just like the previous problem, I'm going to actually put each partial product in a different color, and we're going to take it step by step. Just like the previous one, 5 times 6 is 30. Then I have 5 times 5 is 25, plus 3 is 28. Notice I'm carrying that 2. My 8 goes in my tens place. 5 times 4 is 20, plus 2 is 22. I'm going to cross out anything on top before I move to my next part, which I will do in red. When I move to the digit in my tens place, I'm including this placeholder 0, the magic 0, the 0 representing we're starting in my tens place. So 4 times 6 is 24. I'm going to carry that 2. Notice it's the same process. 4 times 5 is 20, plus 2 is 22. And then I have 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 is 18. And I'm finished here. Now I'm going to cross out anything on top here. And I am going to erase this so we have a little bit more space for my problem. So now I'm going to do my next part in green. Now notice this is the new part in 5th grade. We're multiplying now in the hundreds place. So now I'm including not just 1, but 2 zeros. Do not forget these zeros. Notice here we're starting in my hundreds. So my first digit, in fact, is going to be in my hundreds place as well. Notice right below. 2 times 6 is 12. I'm going to carry that 1, and my 2 goes in the hundreds place. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11. Same thing, carry that 1. My 1 goes in the thousands place. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. Notice my steps for each of these problems went the ones, the tens, the hundreds, the ones, the tens, the hundreds, the ones, the tens, the hundreds. Same process each time. And finally, I'm going to add everything together. Notice I kept this nice and neat. My ones are lined up. 8 plus 4 in my tens is 12. Now I have 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 2 is 6, plus 1 is 7. And 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 1 is 11. And 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 1 is 11 again. So skis make $111,720. That's a lot of money Mount Everest sells in skis. Now, snowboards. Mount Everest sold 391 snowboards. Each snowboard is $302. Believe it or not, this is actually a pretty good price for skis and snowboards. In fact, the Meadowlands right by you guys in Lyndhurst has a great sale on skis and snowboards every summer. So let's multiply. Now, I'm going to do again the same colors. Blue is for my ones. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 9 is 18. Carry that 1, and my 8 goes in my tens place. 2 times 3 is 6, plus 1 is 7. Just like the other problem, and as always, we're moving to my tens place, adding in my 0. I need to include that 0 showing that I'm multiplying by 10. But here I happen to have 0, so 0 times 1 is 0. 0 times 9 is 0, and 0 times 3 is 0. Make sure everything's always crossed out before we move to the next step. So now I'm moving to green in my hundreds place, multiplying by 100, including 2 zeros, not just 1, but 2. 3 times 1 is 3. 3 times 9 is 27. And 3 times 3 is 9, plus 2 is 11. So I don't want that to interfere with my other problem. However, we're still going to add everything together. So finally, my last step, notice I tried to keep it nice and organized. We have 2 in my ones place, 8 in my tens place. 7 plus 3 is 10. 7 plus 1 is 8. And then I still have my 1 and 1, which happens, it's funny because in fact here we happen to have more less snowboards, but they cost more money. So quite interesting. The prices are very, very close. We have $118,082. Now notice we got the price of the skis, the price of the snowboards, but we're not finished. We always have to go back and reread that last question. Total amount earned, total. That means we have to add them together. So we have my snowboard price, which surprisingly was more money. They made a lot more on snowboards. And we have our ski price as $111,720. So now let's add these two together and we're going to get my total amount of money that Mount Everest made in 1 year. So 2 plus 0 is 2, 8 plus 2 is 0, carry that 1, 7 plus 1 is 8, 8 plus 1 is 9, 1 plus 1 is 2, and 1 plus 1 again is 2. So Mount Everest made a total amount of money of $229,802 for selling just skis and snowboards. That's a lot of money that they made on that. However, skis and snowboards are not cheap to buy. Mount Everest, in fact, did make a lot of money on skis and snowboards. In fact, my skis are currently sitting in their shop right now getting tuned and ready for the season. So they do make a lot of money off of skis and snowboards. Now, this answer to this problem, this large number, didn't just magically come. Look at all this work that happened. We need to always see your work, and your work will help you determine the right answer when you're solving these problems. Even though this has a chart, one question, many of these questions will still require you to do a lot of work. So make sure you're doing your work on scrap paper or you're showing it somewhere so we can see that you are on the right track to getting the correct answer. Now, last but least, I just want to go over one problem from TeacherMate just to make sure everyone's good. I know sometimes you might see these boxes here and they might look a little funky, they might look a little confusing. So just be very, very careful. When you're doing these types of problems, you can write them on a separate piece of paper, then type in the digits, or you might like to just walk through it step by step. So I'm going to actually just have time for just this problem here. We're starting with the ones. 1 times 5 is 5. 1 times 1 is 1. Notice I'm just typing in the digits. 1 times 1 is 1. Now I'm moving to my tens place. I'm including my 0. 6 times 5 is 30. I'm going to carry that 3. My 0 goes in my tens. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 3 is 9. 6 times 1 is 6. Now, I can't really cross it out on here, although in fact you actually could use some of these tools on the top and cross it out. It's not the same as paper, but it's pretty close. So at least knowing that that 3 is not included anymore, I have that X over it. So now I'm going to go back to typing in my digits, and I notice I'm in my hundreds place. So I'm going to include a 0 and another 0, showing that I multiplied by 100. 6 times 5 again is 30. So notice that box up there. I'm carrying that 3. My 0 goes in my hundreds. 6 times 1 is 6 plus 3 is 9. 6 times 1 is 6 again. Now my last step, I'm going to add everything together. My ones has a 5. My tens has a 1. Now my hundreds, 9 plus 1 is 10, so I have 0, carry that 1. See those little boxes there? That's used for this step of the problem. 9 plus 1 is 10, plus 6 is 16. And last but least, 6 plus 1 is 7, giving me a final answer of 76,015. Now notice before I press submit, every single box is filled. Make sure every box is filled when you're doing a TeacherMate assignment. I would be really sad to see some of you lose points because you submit your work and you still have a few empty boxes. These boxes help us show your teachers that you are understanding this material and helping us see the work that you are using to help solve the problem. So make sure all boxes are always filled. As always, feel free to rewatch this video as many times as needed to help you with today's activities and to help you with anything regarding multiplication. Watching this video is a great way to prepare for your quiz tomorrow. It's also a great way to review multiplication. I encourage you to do some multiplication on the side, show your work, and then refer back to this video and see if you got those answers correct. So I hope you enjoy this. And again, it's posted on my YouTube channel for you to watch at any time.